G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Teq Whis, the imprinted discipline Teq Whis, and we're going to see just how good he is at 100% in the hidden potential system. So it's a pretty, basic kind of review. We've obviously reviewed him at 55%, so if you're interested in that, I'll leave that in the top right hand corner. But Whis is an AGL tech and strength type key lead of 3 plus 80% for HP attack and defense. He raises attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy whilst lowering their attack, a skill that's useful in ESBR and SBR. He has 120% attack and defense when attacking. The attacked enemy has minus attack and defense at 20%, and he also has a great chance of stunning the attacked enemy. This stun will last for exactly 1 turn. He has an additional attack and defense of plus 60% per Realm of the Gods category ally self-excluded attacking in the same turn, and an additional attack and defense of 60% per Bond of Master and Disciple category ally self-excluded attacking in the same turn. Godly Power, Connoisseur, Cold Judgment, Gentleman, Shocking Speed, and Sharing the Limit are his link skills, and the Realm of the Gods, Siblings Bond, Bond of Master and Disciple, and Space Traveling Warriors are his only categories. As I kind of mentioned previously in my Teq Whis 55% review, this guy's best build is probably going to be crit, just because raising attack's not that important. Lowering attack is helpful on an additional, but only in ESBR. So ideally the best way to maximize his decent attack stats is to go for crit. And we have a pretty good start for him right off the bat. Very solid in the way of defensive support, and very solid attack stat as well. An important thing to understand with Whis is because he has attack and defense of 120% when attacking, basically he will essentially double his defense, which is pretty good. Honestly speaking, his defense will be at a relatively high level then. So he'll be looking in a very solid, very strong position overall, which I think, for the most part is probably something that I think is really good and incredibly solid for him in general. So I honestly think he looks very good. Of course, there's always that consideration that is it good enough for red zone, or is it good enough to dominate red zone? I don't think it is, but it doesn't have to be in any way, shape or form. I think he just looks really solid overall. So we can see him here. Again, very solid defense, looking impressive. Honestly speaking, when this doubles, he should be at around the red zone threshold. Remember, he doesn't raise his defense on his attack at all. So it's important to understand that that's not on the cards for him. We also need to understand that we do have Cold Judgment active and a sizable amount of support with Margarita on the rotation. So as much as this is also impressive defensive stats, they're very much augmented. You can't take Margarita into every bit of content, although you can take her into a decent chunk, especially alongside such strong Whis units. You can't take her into every bit of content, which is a little bit of a shame, but it is also, it is what it is. That's just how sometimes these reviews go. But especially with Vados and Margarita on the rotations, it is a little bit difficult to kind of measure. With so much support on the rotation, you always have to take these performances with a little pinch of salt, I believe, because it's very easy to kind of look at them with so much flooded support and go, wow, they look really impressive. And it's not that they're not impressive, it's just that you must understand there is a certain level of, how can I say, like inflation here. I mean, especially in this rotation with, I think it's 120% support from the two of them. Of course he's going to be looking good. But I think in general he does do very well. I have used him in ESBR, and I will be doing a video about that. And I think he looks decent. I do think he is more an SBR based unit, as much as everyone likes to equate units based off of red zone. I do think he's an ESBR and an SBR based unit. He's got stunning, he's got debuffing, he lowers attack on his super as well. But yeah, basically he looks very, very solid. So link wise, obviously Godly Power, Connoisseur, Cold Judgment, Gentleman, Shocking Speed, and Sharing the Limit. If you really want to get down to it, link leveling him is technically worth it. Connoisseur gives him 7% defense, Cold Judgment 5% defense, Gentleman 10% defense, Shocking Speed 5% defense, and Sharing the Limit 5% defense. And then Godly Power gives him 5% critical hit chance, and overall he just gains a solid amount of defense. But if you want to look into it on a slightly deeper level, he doesn't really activate a lot of these links with a lot of units. He will activate them with Vardos, he'll activate them with Margarita, and you'll activate some of them with Beerus and Whis, but he's not going to be activating all of them at once very often. So yes, there's an incentive to link level him, but if you're just looking at the raw gains, of course there's an incentive to link level a lot of units, but in reality you're only ever going to really probably have 2, maybe 3 links active with this guy, depending on how you want to use him, depending on what content you're doing. But if you're looking to take him into something like Red Zone, it's probably as a floater, and it's probably with 3 links active, maybe Connoisseur, Shocking Speed, and Shattering the Limit or Godly Power with the Beerus and Whis. So yeah, I just don't see a situation where link leveling him reaps a lot of benefits, because I don't see a situation where there's a chance of him getting every link active. That being said, I think he's still solid. I think he is still a great unit, and I think he's a lot of fun. He can really make a Whis and Beerus team look functional, which I think is cool, especially considering their easy A. But yeah, I think overall he's decent. Very solid at Rainbow, and worth the investment for sure, especially for ESBR, SBR, and the like. That's it for me. Bye.